A young Minnesota man is lucky to be alive after a bullet came within inches of taking his life. He shares his story exclusively with Alpha News next. Alex Risdall is my guest. Alex, people are about to see for themselves just how lucky you are to be here. We are so glad you're okay. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
This all just happened on Thursday night. You are dropping off college friends in the Hamlin Midway area of St. Paul, the 1400 block of Blair Avenue. Just explain what happened when you did.
Yeah, so my friend had just gotten out of the car and he had walked inside his building already. And so I sort of just sat there for a second writing a love note to my girlfriend. And then I just hear to the left of me just slamming on the side of my door and this guy just trying my door handle and saying, open up, open up. And so I look to my left and I just see two guys. One of them's like pounding on my window. And then the guy behind him just has this really menacing looking gun. And he's just like sort of standing there sort of like this. And I look at both of them and then I look to like the right and I'm like, so I have two options here. I can either get out and take my chances with them or I can drive away. I pick drive away. So I look to my right, press drive and just gun it. And I think I accidentally hit the guy with the gun. And then on my way to like the intersection, where I was going to turn, I just hear two bullets behind me or two gunshots behind me. And one goes through like my back rear view window and to the front. And it's like 2 inches from my face right here. And then the other one just goes into the side of my car. And then...
Yeah, I want people to see these pictures first, Alex. It's really insane to see these shots. As you said, the entrance hole on the back window, the exit hole right there on the center windshield. It is incredible that it missed you at all. And full disclosure, I do want to say you were an intern here at Alpha News. I hate actually doing stories on anybody I know, to be quite honest, but I know you're a smart guy. You know how the world works, but to have that presence of mind to actually drive off. So you just drive kind of as far as you get and feel safe to make that call to 911, or what happens next?
So I get to so Blair sort of has like the street and then there's a stop sign. So I take a right at the stop sign and I immediately dial 911. It's like 10 to 15 seconds after I just got shot at and I'm like shaking, about to like break down, but I'm like, hey, can I just drive to Midway Target? And because I just want to be around people. And they were like, yeah, we'll send cops to the location that you were just at and we'll get it taken care of.
I know it's been a difficult, I can only imagine, last few days for you, and appreciate you even talking about this. What's your sense, Alex, just the lawlessness that's been allowed to continue, particularly in the Twin Cities? And this is 8:30 at night, I should mention, on a Thursday. This isn't the middle of the night, not on a Friday or Saturday or whatnot. That's pretty shocking here also, but we also know you're not alone with the number of victims that have been left in the wake here of this lawlessness.
Yeah, and it sort of makes you wonder, like, what is actually being done and like what is actually being pushed onto these people and like what are we signaling to them, I guess. Because I guess I've just heard a lot of people just being sort of let go with like a slap on the wrist after they do something like this. And you're just like, where do we go from here? And how do we actually crack down on this, I guess?
I'm sure you got the impression that this wasn't their first time, this group of people that were out there and had no problem pointing the gun in your direction.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think so, just because they seemed pretty coordinated. And one of the guys was standing sort of like where I needed to go to like get out. So I had to debate whether I hit the guy or if I just like stay there and let him do whatever he wants to me. And that sort of did go through my mind. I was like, hey, should I hit this guy or do I want to take my chances here? And I picked hitting the guy a little bit and hoping he gets out of the way rather than letting myself be sort of taken like that, I guess.
I know a little bit about your family. Your dad has pointed out that the Rizdal side of the family has been in St. Paul for 5 generations, which I think even makes this harder to take basically your family's backyard where this all happened.
Yeah, and I've grown up in like around that neighborhood, and you're just like, what has it really come to, I guess? Like, and how do we fix it and make it better and make it to a place where it can be someone's backyard again, with them feeling safe and heard, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, your great grandma I know grew up just 2 blocks away from the shooting. And here's the thing, you're a good guy. I don't just say that because I worked with you for a while, but you're a volunteer at Peace House in Minneapolis, and still through all of this, you want to give back. I know that's where your heart is, and you've started a GoFundMe through all of this.
Yeah, and I want to help people that feel like that there's no other way and that they have to do this kind of thing to sort of live, I guess. And I want to show people that there are other options, that there are ways that they can get better, and then also ways that once they're better, they can give back. And so I picked 3 charities that were pretty close to my heart: Peace House Community, Union Gospel Mission, and then Face to Face. And those are the 3 that after that the GoFundMe is sort of targeting.
I know you want to get your truck fixed also, and that's in the shop at the moment. But obviously, this could have ended so much differently. What's been going through your mind these last few days, Alex?
It's been a lot of flashing back to the moments and being like, what could have gone better? What could have gone worse? And just a little bit of anger, but mostly just a lot of curiosity on why they did it, and a lot of hope for the future and a second chance to be alive, I guess.
And a lot of us are thankful to the Lord for sparing you. That's for sure. But Alex Rizdal, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for talking about this. And I should mention, I know that have been no arrests at this point, but we do expect that will likely change soon. I know the St. Paul Police Department is working hard on this case. But thank you again for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
That will do it for this episode of Liz Collin Reports. We will see you next.